former president of Brazil, Lady Delma, she is now the president of the National Development Bank of the BRICS. Okay, based in Shanghai. So, in other words, they have also given it a very high status. The lady who was president, Lula came, so she passed it on to him. Whatever it is, details, politics we will not talk about. Which means they are giving a very high level to it. And the second thing which is happening is that on its own, this mutual currency trade is not just those who are satiawa of sanctions. No, UAE is gone with India. UAE has to give salaries which those fellows, about 1 million of them, Indians and maybe Pakistani, whatever, Indians, but first, and they have to send it home. People at home in Kerala have to take rupees. तो क्या वो हमारे से रुपए ले लेंगे, उनको रुपए ही दे देंगे, वो ट्रांसफर हो गया.
बिल्कुल.
क्या जरूरत है डॉलर की? You're paying cost, you know, two ways. प्लस आपको उसके लेवल का नहीं पता. So in other words, economically speaking, it is preferred to go in that direction. BRICS has become a platform where you can think about it, and therefore it is in the interest of India to go and develop some common strategy where they can have these FTA type of arrangements. Though the name is inappropriate actually. FTA was free trade area. Free trade area actually meant absolute freedom. This is not free trade actually. It is preferential trade agreement. देखा जाए तो नहीं. Am I right or no?
PTA is the first stage, sir.
PTA is the first stage.
We give some concession.
तो मेरे को आप बताओ एग्जाम्पल एक भी दे दो इंडिया का जो हमारा FTA हो किसी के साथ में और वर्किंग हो.
नहीं.
अगर नहीं है तो फिर डेफिनेशन ही इनएप्रोप्रिएट है कि नहीं?
But that is in the international contract.
इंटरनेशनल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में बताओ किसका FTA?
यूरोपियन यूनियन का है.
विदिन है, इंटर है, इंटर नहीं है.
पर देवर जो है आप जो है सोवरेन कंट्रीज बट एंटर इनटू एन अलायंस.
इंटर है ना,
दैट इज यस
इंटर है ना, बिकॉज़ आप तो कस्टम यूनियन बन गए, आप इकोनॉमिक यूनियन बन गए ना.
हां जी. ठीक
है.
बट स्टिल जो है दे आर जो इंडिपेंडेंट कंट्रीज, दे आर हैविंग देयर ओन प्राइम मिनिस्टर, ओन प्रेसिडेंट.
वो सब ठीक है. हां जी. इट्स नॉट अ पॉलिटिकल यूनियन. एग्रीड. They have a European Parliament, but it's not a political union. Agreed. But I am talking about that this is anyway become a union, right? It's called union. Outside के साथ में कैसे डील करते हैं वो? फ्री एंट्री है क्या?
नहीं.
खत्म होगी बात. They don't have an FTA. They have a no customs within a union.
Yes, sir.
That's it. Operates, works. That is why you're saying we should have something like that. आशियन कितनी दूर है हमारे से? अगर आप वो नक्शे में ऊपर यूएसए बना दो तो ये तो हिस्से हमारे कोने के सारे ना. वैसे भी कनेक्टिविटी है. देन कल्चरल कनेक्टिविटी इज देयर, रिलीजियस कनेक्टिविटी इज देयर, ऑल कनेक्टिविटीज आर देयर. क्योंकि हम ज्यादा इंटरेक्ट नहीं करते इसलिए हमको उसका भी नहीं पता वैसे तो. So now what were these gentlemen saying that what is the objective BRICS and all that? कहते हैं ज्यादा नहीं बता सकते, कल एजेंडा उसका जो बनेगा. But and the Africans also have been giving this on the news channels. This is not anti-West. We should not consider कि कोई हमने यूनियन बनानी है against the anybody. और अगर हमने म्यूचुअल करेंसी अरेंजमेंट करना है तो ये हम अपने फायदे के लिए करना है. ठीक. और तीसरा जो हमारा है वो म्यूचुअल कोऑपरेशन का मेन फंडा है. ठीक. और चौथा ये है कि ऑब्वियसली अगर एक अफ्रीका को ही आप जान जाओ तो अफ्रीका इज एट वेरी वेरी अर्ली स्टेज ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. वो रॉ मटेरियल स्टेज पे बैठे हुए बेचारे. तो उनके लिए तो बहुत सफर तय करना आगे जाके. एंड दे वुड मच रादर गिव द रॉ मटेरियल्स टू मेंबर्स ऑफ ब्रिक्स हु विल ऐड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग वैल्यू हियर. ठीक है. एंड देन टेक दैट. सो दैट इज द बेसिक फोकस एंड फंडा. It is that focus and funda. If we again basically review Africa also, we review Africa, Eastern African Union sort of thing is there, and GDP wise, population wise, area wise is very big actually, relatively speaking. Otherwise, GDP of Africa, 57 countries is 3 trillion
at par with India.
Close to India, and overall population is also almost at par with India, little less. Since it's a little less, Therefore, their per capita income is slightly better than us, right? But they have the poorest areas of the world also, this whole Sahel region where these coups take place very often. That's one. So we've had some discussion with them. But there is also that African continental free trade area, which has also not taken off. Their own, that thought. If Nigeria is there, it has oil. Ethiopia has oil. Egypt situation is anyway better, older civilization. By the way, Egypt also has applied to join BRICS. And you will interestingly notice that people who have been invited to be chief guests at the Republic are now all BRICS people. Or would be BRICS people. तो उनका ये कहना है कि इकोनॉमिक कोऑपरेशन की ज़्यादा बात होगी और डोंट एक्सपेक्ट एनीथिंग अबाउट रिजर्व करेंसी. Though the facts are that both China and Russia and India are accumulating gold. They are all accumulating gold. Yes. China and Russia produce it also. South Africa also produces it. Brazil also produces it. तो अगर ये अपना गोल्ड भी इकट्ठा कर लेना तो इनका G7 से ज्यादा गोल्ड. यूएसए में कितना गोल्ड बचा है वो किसी को पता भी नहीं है, बताते भी नहीं है वो. So they can have a gold backed currency, which will fly. So let's put it this way. Progressively, mutual currency trade will go up. The cost of that trade will go down, and they will get used to it. Some minor issues will be there and all that. The BRICS is a platform to sort it out now, right? Mutual में झगड़ा हो भी जाए तो कहाँ जाओगे? And that is there. There is some difference in terms of enthusiasm for increasing the numbers. Brazil and India are not very keen that suddenly we increase the numbers. China and Russia are keen that we should increase the numbers. And especially in the area of Middle East and Africa, we should put them in. Because वो बड़े नाराज हैं सब. तो उनकी नाराजगी का फायदा उठाओ. और उनको जो चाहिए अफ्रीका में तो उनको इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए पैसा चाहिए. We will be able to give it to them, right? Okay, so now as far as our agreement with Indonesia is concerned, hopefully it gets formed, then we will have free trade agreement with them. UK, they just keep on discussing and they keep on discussing how much should be the import duty on scotch and nothing else. और फ्रांस वाले भी अपनी शैंपेन की बात करते रहते हैं. They don't talk anything because actually, frankly speaking, countries like UK, maybe leaving aside Germany and France, European countries have almost nothing to give it to us anymore. What do we need from them? सिर्फ शराब के अलावा और चॉकलेट के अलावा.
So that will be good for India because we'll be able to export so many goods and services to them.
We can, right? In the context that China is not being liked very much anymore, right? So either that gap will be filled by India or it will be filled by Vietnam and Thailand types.
But they are very small countries, keeping in view the potential of India in terms of size.
अब देखो ऐसा है, एक बहुत बड़ी कंट्री उसमें 50% एग्रीकल्चर एरिया है तो 50% दूसरा एरिया है. वो 50% बहुत होता है. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में आप एकड़ेज कितनी लगाते हो? आफ्टर ऑल whatever you might say, एकड़ेज डिप्लॉयड इन मेकिंग फैक्ट्री इज नॉट मच. हमारे इंडिया में कितना है? 6-7 बड़ी सिटीज को छोड़ के जिनके अराउंड टेक्सटाइल मिल्स वगैरह होती थी. The actual area applied to that, unless it's a huge refinery or something. So be that as it may, so it is not that a problem, because once that problem hits, Vietnam will go to Burma, right? When the problem hits Thailand, it will go to Philippines, or vice versa, right? तो ऐसी बात नहीं है. And similarly, then Africa में तो ये बिल्कुल लागू नहीं है. Huge area.
No, अफ्रीका तो बहुत बड़ा है.
Huge area.
Yes. So, that is a continent. That is not a country. That is a continent.
फिर भी कॉन्टिनेंट में भी वो स्क्वायर किलोमीटर ये वो जो भी देखना चाहो आप, वो इंडिविजुअल कंट्रीज इतनी बड़ी हैं. 57 के अलावा. Now that 57 is comparable to like having a USA, you know. And therefore taking the advantage of that size of the market. लेकिन वही है जैसे हमारा है, वो हेजिटेशन रहती है. Why should Congo benefit? Why should Nigeria not benefit? Right? Now that वो थोड़ा सा वो त्याग करना पड़ता है उसके. जिस दिन हम भी त्याग करना सीख जाएंगे ना, हमारा सार्क बड़ा फर्स्ट क्लास चलेगा और सबके फायदे के लिए. म्यूचुअल एडवांटेज इज देयर। वो आपको जी प्याज के अंदर वो गोलियां डाल के भेज देगा, अफीम डाल के भेज देगा ना, ये सब अफीम डाल के कैसे भेज देगा? अफगानिस्तान जो ना हो, उन्होंने अपने पॉपी फील्ड्स खत्म कर दिए। सो दैट इज द जियोग्राफिक, जियो इकोनॉमिक, political environment we should keep on studying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so what that suggests is, as you have rightly said, कि हमारे को ये we should pursue these agreements by whatever names they are called. Personally, I don't like free trade because free trade होता नहीं है वो. So it is that mutual favored nation which we give the same treatment as we give to our own manufacturers. We charge the same GST. That works. That can work. That's understandable. If they are paying for 18%, why should we? Outside party not pay 18%. In which case things will get sorted out. ये item by item जो check कर रहा है ना, वो sort out नहीं होता. Then if you give that item advantage of Scotch whiskey to UK, why would you not give it to champagne of France?
Yes, sir.
है जी? फिर उसके बाद में और कितने हैं जो वाइन बनाते हैं, या फिर ऑस्ट्रेलिया वाले भी बनाते हैं. And if we look at the latest statistics going another 10 years forward and all that, manufacturing employment in USA is on the decline. Hospitality and hotels and restaurants and these McDonald's type self-service restaurants, that's the maximum increase in employment, right? Services तो हो गई, लेकिन that is low value addition. उसके बाद में उनका वो AI generated जो है, जनरेटिव AI जिसको कह लें, उसमें ज़्यादा है. लेकिन उसमें जो एक एस्टिमेट है, जैसे आई एम वेरी डिस्टर्ब्ड बाय इट, दैट दे से दैट बाय 2030 300 million jobs in the world will be eaten up by generative AI, which means all the equipment and software for them will go to them, which means that through this technology they are going to transfer such a huge amount of GDP of the rest of the world and create unemployment.
Yes.
This is where we have to be worried about. Will I do it just by increasing the custom duty? No. I have to generate that and also create a lot of education saying, भाई जिसमें काम की चीज़ है वो करो, इसमें नहीं ज़रूरत है इसी फैशन में मत जाओ. ये हमारे लायक नहीं है. बिजली भी कभी नहीं होती, AC कभी नहीं होता, कुछ नहीं होता. तो अब खुश इसी से हो जाओ that if our robo Vikram lands properly on the moon, two things will happen. I think that will greatly increase our self-confidence in technology, in space, that we are the first in the world to land on the South Pole, first in the world. And our friends tried, थोड़ा सा जल्दी तेज भाग के जाता हूँ,
रशिया का collapse हो गया,
लूना 25 तो वो collapse हो गया बेचारे का. हमारा भी यहीं पे जाके क्रैश हुआ था, जो कि yesterday we crossed. Just when it had started going into the round orbit of the moon, that it had crashed. तो उसके बाद में कभी बात करेंगे अगर जिंदगी रही about whether moon should be free trade area or not.
सही है सर.
और कुछ?
No sir.
Thank you.
Okay sir.